Do you believe a legendary warrior is born solely from the steel of his sword? Or that a samurai's honor is limited to a bloody duel on the battlefield? Get ready to go far beyond the cliché of unsheathing the katana and charging in without a thought. Today, we'll dive deep into a secret world where true strength comes from within. Imagine feeling discipline coursing through your veins, focus as sharp as the finest blade, and a peace so profound that even death would fail to shake your gaze. In this video, you'll discover how the samurai became invincible long before the first strike. And most importantly, how these lessons can transform your own life. Stay until the end, because what you're about to learn could forever change the way you face every challenge in your day-to-day existence. Close your eyes for a moment and picture a silent dojo lit only by the soft glow of paper lanterns. The quiet is almost absolute. Perhaps just the faint rustle of leaves outside. At the center stands a samurai with perfect posture. The tension in the air is palpable. No cheering audience, no crowd to impress, just the internal battle that precedes any movement. The katana, still sheathed, reflects the flickering light even before the sword leaves its scabbard. The warrior fights a silent war within himself. It's at this very moment, before any physical action, that we begin to understand what truly made these men practically unbeatable. We often imagine the samurai's image focusing on physical prowess, superhuman skill with a blade, and scars from epic battles. But have you ever wondered how someone reached this extraordinary level of excellence? And more importantly, could the true secret of these warriors be something we can also cultivate in our own everyday lives? Of course, there was intense physical training. Kenjutsu was the original art of sword combat, and Kendo, as we know it today, evolved as a safer, more sports-like version of these lethal techniques. Even so, make no mistake, loud kiai shouts, firm stances, precise movements repeated thousands of times, shaping a body as disciplined as a temple built stone by stone. The routine included meticulously executed diagonal cuts, blocks practiced to the brink of exhaustion, and a sense of timing so refined that the sword felt like an extension of the arm. Each strike demanded not just strength, but balance, precision, and a kind of deadly dance where one misstep could cost you your hand or your life. Imagine repeating the same cut hundreds, perhaps thousands of times, day after day. At first you might find it dull, but over time, this monotony forged something far more valuable. The perfect reflex in the heat of battle. There's no time to think. You either react instinctively with the precision of a flawless machine, or you're finished. Even the katana itself, the most iconic weapon of the samurai, wasn't merely a sharpened piece of metal. Its forging was a sacred ritual. It was crafted from layer upon layer of steel, creating a blade that was flexible inside and hard on the outside. This duality mirrored the warrior's own spirit, resilient yet adaptable. Some swordsmiths signed their creations, making each katana unique and almost alive. Owning such a sword was like carrying your very soul in your hands. But let's get straight to the heart of it. All that physical ability would be useless if the samurai hadn't mastered his most powerful weapon, the mind. And we're not just talking about concentrating on the opponent, we're talking about something much deeper, a mental state called Mushin, or no mind. Can you imagine acting without hesitation, without doubt, without fear? Acting so clearly that time seems to slow down and solutions emerge effortlessly. Mushin is exactly that, a state where there's no room for what if I fail, or will I die? It's the removal of internal distractions. In the moment of conflict, nothing matters but the present. The mind becomes as calm as a still lake, perfectly reflecting reality in its purest form. Achieving this state wasn't only about exhausting physical training, but also meditation and philosophical reflection. The samurai learned to live with death from a young age, accepting it as a natural part of existence. By facing mortality head-on, he freed himself from the shackles of fear that could paralyze his actions. Notice how this connects to modern ideas of flow, that state where you're so immersed in a task that you lose track of time and worry. For the samurai, Mushin wasn't just a mental trick. It was a way of life. By recognizing the fleeting nature of existence, he found serenity. By letting go of the fear of failure, he became invincible before even drawing his sword. Miyamoto Musashi, one of the most famous samurai in feudal Japan, said that victory belongs to the strategist, not the strongest. It didn't matter how muscular your arms were or how sharp your katana was if you were a prisoner of your own anxiety. True strength lay in the ability to anticipate, analyze, and act at the right moment without hesitation. It was a perfect balance of body, mind, and spirit. This teaching isn't just a historical curiosity, it resonates to this day. How often, when facing a modern challenge, a test, a job interview, an important conversation, do we find ourselves paralyzed by fear of what might go wrong? What if, instead of dreading the outcome, we approached the challenge with the samurai's tranquility, accepting uncertainty, and trusting in our prior preparation? Imagine bringing this mindset into your daily life. Whether tackling a complex problem at work, dealing with financial pressures, or even starting a personal journey of self-improvement, you could benefit from absolute focus on the present, without the corrosive interference of what if. Instead of drowning in negative guesses, you would concentrate on preparation, discipline, and execution. Just as the samurai repeated the same cut until it reached perfection, you too can practice your skills, be they mental, physical, or emotional, until they become as natural as breathing. Discipline is everywhere. Studying a little each day, rather than cramming at the last minute, exercising regularly instead of expecting an instant miracle, or mustering the courage to face difficult conversations rather than running away before any physical confrontation. The samurai fought an internal war against a chaotic mind. This is what made him unbeatable. He had already defeated the greatest enemy, crippling fear and corrosive doubt. Often, we waste energy fearing the result when we could use that energy to refine our abilities. The samurai never squandered time being consumed by uncertainties. He trained, meditated, and refined every detail of his movement when it came time to fight. There was no terror, just the simple execution of something he was fully prepared for. Now think about the battles you face. Maybe it's searching for a new job, trying to overcome a past trauma, learning a completely new skill, or overcoming shyness in public. When you adopt the samurai mentality, you understand that the real fight happens inside you long before the external situation appears. Thus, when you step onto the real battlefield, the interview, the difficult talk, the exam, you're no longer fighting against yourself. You arrive with a clear spirit, focused, ready to act without fear. This approach isn't about bragging or arrogance. The samurai respected his enemy and his own mortality. Strength came precisely from accepting that defeat was possible, but that training, discipline, and serenity made that defeat less and less likely. Similarly, in life, it's not about guaranteeing perfect results, but preparing so well, mentally and physically, that the fear of failure doesn't stop you from trying. Remember that the warrior wasn't born ready. There was a gradual process, a path of continuous learning. Likewise, you won't become a samurai overnight. You need to start small, cultivating habits that reinforce your inner confidence, practice concentration, staying present in the moment, and persisting in a task even when it seems tedious or challenging. Ask yourself, what is your inner katana? Which skill, knowledge, or characteristic can you shape layer by layer until it becomes unbreakable? Maybe it's patience, resilience, the ability to argue clearly, empathy, or organization. Just like the swordsmith who forges the perfect blade, you can mold your mind and character to reach a level of excellence that will make a difference in any situation. So, What did you think of this? Deeper look into what truly made the samurai so special. Leave a like if you felt this content lifted you to a new level of understanding. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss other content that goes beneath the surface, revealing practical secrets to transform your life. Share this video with someone who's going through a period of doubt or fear. It might be that friend who's about to face a job interview, that colleague who's hesitant to propose a new idea at work, or a family member who's always complaining about life's obstacles. Help them understand that the true battlefield is inside their own head, and that victory comes from harmonizing physical preparation, mental focus, and spiritual calm. Tell me in the comments, in which area of your life do you feel you're fighting your own internal battles? How do you imagine discipline, living in the now, and continuous practice could help you overcome these challenges? Let's create a space for exchanging ideas where each comment is another drop of shared wisdom, strengthening this community of modern warriors. In the end, what makes a samurai invincible is not simply the perfect blade or the most refined technique, but the certainty that, before even stepping onto the battlefield, he has already won the war in his own mind. This lesson is as current as it is ancient by adopting the samurai mindset. You can transform every obstacle into an opportunity for growth, cultivate your Mushin, refine your skills, calm your thoughts, and above all, remain courageous in the face of uncertainty. Remember, the true samurai wins the fight before even drawing the sword.